Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. In today's video, you're going to understand why we had a move to the upside this week, but also what's currently preventing us from continuing the move. In my last video, we called the recent pump of XRP by using my custom buy-sell indicator. As you can see, the timing of the signal was perfect. Of course, I repeat myself, nothing is guaranteed in the crypto market. However, there are scenarios with higher probabilities than others. And the fact that my analysis worked out is proof that history can be used as an indicator of future price action. Before we begin, let me remind you that I already made a tutorial video about how to code the buy-sell indicator. It's a beginner's friendly guide that teaches you step by step how to create your own scripts in TradingView. And once you know how to do this, you will be able to test new things just like I do and to create indicators that fits your investor profile. Just have a look, it's really worth it. That said, let's begin. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to show me some support, watch the entire video until the end. Of course, share the video with whoever might be interested in my content. Now, let's get started. As I said at the beginning of the video, the buy signal appeared just in time because XRP has been going up ever since. You can see it right here. We had the buy signal just right here. And now we have one green candle and a second one with a big move to the upside. Besides, we knew that XRP hit the exact level of the support of 2017. As I said in my last video, after the bull run of XRP, we had a move to the downside, and this point was the very first area of support that we had because we have a big move to the upside after touching the line. So we knew that in the future, this very level had a good chance to be a support again. Indeed, this is exactly the same level of resistance that we kept during the entire bear market. You can see that here we got rejected to the downside. Here we retested the line, we got rejected. Here again we got rejected, and here we got rejected again. And since the definitive breakout just right here, we've been holding this level as a support. You can see it here. You can see it here also with a huge move to the upside. And here again, we had a good chance to have a move to the upside. And this is exactly what XRP did. And last but not least, in orange, we talked about the EMA 180 on the weekly time frame being a very strong support because it has been one in the past. You can see it here. We went all the way down, touching this moving average. After touching it, we have one move to the upside, we retested it, and then a very big move to the upside. At the same time, we had a buy signal. This is what triggered this huge move, okay? And last week, I said that we had the same scenario here and here, meaning that the price went to touch the moving average in orange. Here it is exactly the same thing, and at the same time we had a buy signal, and this is what explains the move to the upside right now. If you combine this confluence point with the green level, you have three conditions that are met at the same time. And this is what gave us a good probability to anticipate the move to the upside. Now that we had a pump, The question is, how far can we go? Is it the beginning of a bull run or is it a fake out? Well, I remind you that the bull bear market line in blue is still above us. So before getting too excited, I want you to stay level-headed. Don't be like most people reacting emotionally to each move of the market. Here we are looking at facts. So what are the facts telling us? We still have a strong resistance over our heads, the bull bear market line. You see that in the past we used it as a support, and here for the first time after the bull run of XRP we crossed it here, and this was officially the beginning of the bear market. After this we went all the way down to touch the EMA, and we had a strong move to the upside, and we retested the bull bear market line, but we were still below it, right? We got rejected. Here we pierced it, but we failed at using it as a support, and we got rejected again. And after this we got rejected again, and this was officially the breakout, because after this we retested the line. We used it as a very strong support for multiple weeks in a row, and this was the confirmation that the bear market was over, and as a consequence we had a strong move to the upside. After this we pierced it again, but we used it as a support. Here we touched it, we used it as a support, and you can notice that it was a confluence point between the green level and the bull bear market line. But here guys, we officially crossed it to the downside, and we know that in the past this was the beginning of a bear market, and as you can see we crossed it. We tried to go above it, but this time we used it as a resistance, and we got rejected to the downside to retest the moving average and the green level at the same time. So we know that this is the major level that we have to overcome this time. XRP is very close from the line, so this is actually good. We want to touch it to retest it, but so far we have not been able to even touch it. So I'm really happy that XRP has been able to bounce from this level, but we cannot be too happy yet. This is nothing compared to what we want. We want to go above the bull bear market line and then use it as a support and then go up. This is exactly what we did. We crossed it, we retested it as a support for multiple weeks before moving up, and we want to see this kind of scenario. If XRP is able to do this and at the same time making a higher high compared to this will mean that the trend has been reversed, and it will be very, very good for the future. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can draw this resistance line like this, and you will see that XRP is currently rejected by this line every time we touch it. Okay, we touched it, we went down, we touched it, we went down, we retouched it, we went down again. So keep an eye on this line to see if we touch it again, what will happen. Now let's move to the trend line chart. This is the trend line chart. So how to decode this chart? As you know, when the trend line reached the critical level in blue, we had a peak for XRP. We have a top, right? Here and here, the trend line reached the critical level. Here it was the same thing. This is the very high that we had during the bull run, during this bull phase, right? And at the same time, we had the trend line reaching the critical level. Also, as you can see, here, the very top of XRP is different from this one, right? This one is lower. But from the trend line perspective, we have a top here and we have another top just right here. And this was the cause of the price going down. This here also was the cause of the price going down. And I said that in 2021, this was a major event because for the first time, we had the trend line going higher than the critical level. And in fact, it was making a higher high and an all-time high compared to this high. And this was actually a bullish sign. And as you know, as here we had a resistance and here we have a resistance, we know that in the future the trend line should use this as a support this time, guys. And this is exactly why the price is going up right now. The price is trying to keep the trend line above the critical level. And as you can see in my previous charts, we know that this candle didn't touch the bull bear market line, but actually it is using the trend line as a resistance. And this is exactly why the price is going down right now. You can see it here. We crossed it, we went down, we retested the line as a resistance, we got rejected to the downside, and now again XRP is trying to close above the trend line, but so far it has been rejected. And if you want to be bull for XRP, the first step is to close above the trend line. And you can see it in the past. Every time we go above the trend line, we try to retest it as a support before going up. You can see it here. We went to the trend line, we have a bounce to the upside, but we went to retest the line, but we failed, right? Again, we went above it, we tried to retest it as a support, but we failed again and we go lower. Here again, we pierced it, but we went to retest it as a support, but we failed again. And every time it's the same thing. Here we were close to use it as a support. In fact, we did use it as a support, but after this we crossed it again and we got rejected here. Here we tried to use it as a support, we failed, we went to the downside. Here we crossed it, we went down, and here we successfully used it as a support, and this was triggered this big move. Here again, we used it as a support before going up. This is exactly why we want to see XRP crossing this line, use it as a support before going to the upside. So I'm really happy that XRP is trying to pierce the line, but I stay level-headed because we are not above it yet. And even if we go above it, we still have the bull bear market line above us. And as you can see, the bull bear market line is currently around 0.95 or maybe 93 in 2 weeks. So we need to keep an eye on this area. So to sum it up, I'm really glad that XRP could have a move to the upside, but we are still below the trend line. We are still below the bull bear market line. So it's too soon, guys. It's too soon to get happy. First, we have to go step by step and cross all these critical levels that are still above us. Like the video, comment, subscribe. That's all for today's video. It's time to leave the Crypto Lab. Thanks for watching. Do not ever be afraid to make new experiments. And if someone tells you you're crazy, just tell them. Time will tell.